Modern agriculture is defined by scale and speed. Drive through America's heartland and you'll typically see industrial combine harvesters processing acres of crops in minutes. But alongside them, a separate system operates at a walking pace, the horse-drawn plow. That speed comes with a hidden cost. Relying on heavy mechanized tools and synthetic fertilizers can slowly degrade the biological health of the soil over decades, stripping away the organic matter that keeps fields fertile for the long term. Yet Amish farmers consistently produce high yields and naturally repel pests without using synthetic fertilizer or motorized machinery. Their land remains productive generation after generation. The stability of their harvest starts in the dirt. Instead of extracting nutrients until the ground is exhausted, they treat agricultural waste as the primary resource for future growth. To keep the soil rich, Amish families gather animal manure from their livestock and combine it with organic household waste. This composting process injects vital, slow-releasing nutrients back into the earth to feed the next season's crops. This control begins in the kitchen garden, which is often laid out in a 4-square design. Intersecting paths divide the garden into 4 distinct planting beds, allowing the family to manage different crop zones and rotate plants annually. Protecting those concentrated nutrients requires a physical barrier. Traditional fence construction includes a board attached along the very bottom of the pickets, specifically designed to keep chickens and other small livestock from running through and destroying the beds. This level of physical control ensures the family has a stable food supply that remains independent of external market shifts. Without the fence and the compost pile, the entire family ecosystem breaks down. Moving from the garden to the wider fields, the Amish are guided by the philosophy of Gelassenheit, yielding to the natural order. Rather than trying to overpower the environment, they rely on seasonal cues to time their work. They look for specific markers in the landscape to tell them when the soil is ready. A farmer might wait for the buds on a lilac bush to swell before sowing peas, or watch for the first monarch butterfly to signal it's time for the hay harvest. They also use companion planting, like the Three Sisters method, where corn, beans, and squash are grown together. The plants physically and chemically support one another, deterring pests and shading out weeds without the need for synthetic sprays. And across generations, families exchange and save heirloom seeds. This practice maintains a high level of biodiversity, which acts as a built-in defense against widespread crop diseases. By partnering with these biological rhythms, the Amish create a resilient, self-repairing ecosystem that doesn't depend on a supply chain of chemicals. This intelligence scales up to the macro level of the farm. An average Amish farm is only about 40 acres. To maximize that limited space, they use strict crop rotation and interval planting, staggering their crops so a single field can yield multiple harvests in a single season. You won't find a tractor in these fields. The Amish reject motorized farm vehicles, choosing instead to work their land using teams of draft horses. Working without electricity requires its own form of engineering. Amish farmers must maintain highly specialized horse-drawn farm equipment, optimized to turn the soil using only animal power and mechanical leverage. Even with clever mechanics, harvesting and baling crops using animal-drawn tools requires constant manual labor. Every bale of hay is typically lifted and stacked onto a wagon by hand. By deliberately limiting their technology and the scale of their land, the Amish are forced to actively sustain their soil's health, rather than endlessly extracting from it. The demands of this manual labor make isolation impossible. Whether it's a major harvest or a barn raising, the sheer scale of the work requires dozens of neighbors to step in and work together. That cooperation extends to social traditions, like Sunday afternoon garden tours. These are formal opportunities for women to evaluate crop health, trade seeds, and share agricultural knowledge across the community. You see the same collective mindset at the Lancaster County mud sales. These community auctions allow families to recycle farm equipment and buggies while raising funds for local volunteer fire departments. The demands of off-grid farming act as the social glue for the community. The labor binds them together, turning everyday work into a shared cultural identity. The work required to maintain a manual farm translates directly into a standard of craftsmanship recognized around the world. In their workshops, Amish artisans apply woodworking skills passed down through generations. Building handmade furniture is a collaborative, slow process where durability is prioritized over mass production. That same focus is stitched into traditional Amish quilts. Each one involves complex geometry and manual exactness, turning functional items into intricate displays of artistry. This deliberate way of life draws visitors from across the globe. Millions travel to places like Lancaster County to witness this intentionally slow culture, experiencing it through farm tours and buggy rides. The Amish cultivate a fully interconnected ecosystem where soil, plants, and people rely on one another. As the modern world speeds up, consider which practice of intentionality you could integrate into your own life.
I hope you liked this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.